Well, good morning. Buenos días a todas las personas que nos ven, everyone who sees us here in this platform in LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and so forth. My name is John Moreno Escobar. I'm the Vice President of Development and Strategic Initiatives for HACE, and I'm here with Steven and Javier, which you will meet in a second. Before I start, I want to make sure that you guys know who we are. HACE has been around for over 30 years, almost over 40 years now. And we are a national non-for-profit dedicated to the employment, development, and advancement of current and aspiring Latino professionals, as I said, since 1982. And our vision is to a world where Latinos reach their full potential for themselves and their communities. Our mission, of course, is to impactar positivamente the American workforce by cultivating the pipeline of Latino talent and providing Latino professionals the inside access and support to be successful in their careers. All right. I know this was a big script I had in front of me that I had to read, but this is what we do. We are here, super excited. How many of you who are connected today like baseball? Baseball is our conversation today. And we are with two individuals that are going to talk to us about everything that has to be with the Major League Baseball or las ligas mayores de béisbol. We all know if you are from Venezuela or República Dominicana, Puerto Rico, Colombia, you guys know we are big on baseball and many other countries, of course, but those in particular, I know they're big fans. One day I live in South Florida and I went to Miami and Toledo, Havana, and the big games were happening, and there was like a bunch of individuals with all the Puerto Rico jerseys. What is going on? Like they were watching it on TV or they were walking from the Marlins Stadium. So it was really excited to see that. So today we are with two individuals from Major League Baseball that I will introduce in a second. But before I do that, I want to make sure, because our production will kill me if I don't introduce some of the events that we have next week. So please, if you are here connected today, make sure that you are connecting to with our events next week. Cultivating Comunidad, July 30th. Okay, don't forget that. And then we have our virtual inclusion series, which is going to happen on July 31st. That is for finance, accounting, and HR individuals. More information in our website, www.aceonline.org. Ok, ya, voy a presentarlos, porque si no, entonces nos quedamos aquí hablando todo el día sobre otras cosas. I want to introduce today in our Cafecito con Ace is Steven Tyler, and he's the Director of Global Brand Management, Major League Baseball, MLB. Hey, Steven, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Nice to be here.
Awesome. And on the other side of the screen, I don't know if it's in the right or on the left or your screens, people, but in my left side is Javier Román. He is the Senior Manager of a Spanish Social Editorial, Major League Baseball, MLB. Javier, ¿cómo estás? Good morning.
Todo bien. Buenos días a todos. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. We are super excited to have you here. The Major League Baseball has been a partner of ACE for a long time now. We have done really great really interesting things together. And of course, giving a huge shout out to our individual who makes this happen, Alisa Grayson. She is the manager of this account, of this partnership. So we are super excited for her to bring always MLB to the center in front of the conversations. Also, if you are in the chat, please tell us where you connected from. We will love to know where you connected from. But also, we adding something special today. What is your baseball team? I already seen some people from the Yankees. I'm seeing some people in the chat. They are throwing some names on some teams. I am, of course, supporting the Marlins because I live in South Florida, but I lived 16 years in New York City. So I am a Mets fan, and I'm sorry, yes, I am a Mets fan. I know there is a lot of things about the Mets and the Yankees, but I am a Met fan. I love their colors. The stadium used to be my neighborhood. So I love the Mets. But Steven and Javier, we are here, and it's a Cafecito con Ace because we're drinking something. So what is your drink of preference? Mine is tea for now. I've been trying to quit coffee for a long time. I'm Colombian, so I've been drinking coffee since I was 4. But I'm trying to quit a little bit of the coffee and the caffeine in my blood. I'm drinking tea now, but what about you, Steven? What is your drink, the morning drink of preference?
So what I normally drink is an iced Americano, but my favorite coffee drink is a cortado from La Ventanita somewhere in Miami, just pulling up tons of sugar, but can't have that. I try to stick to less sugar during the week.
From Versalles, maybe in
Versalles, La Carreta, El Mago La Frita, wherever.
Yeah, that's great. Javier, what about you?
Well, for me, it's have café con leche in the morning, a little bit of almond milk and café lareño. It's a coffee in Puerto Rico, nearby a town that I'm from. So I always get that one. If I don't have it, well, I don't drink it in the morning, then I go, as Simmer said, a cortado in the afternoon to get me going to all the day.
Awesome. And the other person I want to thank, which is, I see her in the chat and I see other people from MLB as well. Javier Murillo, which was in our conference this year. Catalina Villegas, otra colombiana. She's amazing, doing a lot of work with the MLB as well and the ERGs. But let's get into our first question. Really serious one. Not just kidding. ¿Cuál es su background profesional y personal? So I know that we have a Puerto Rican here and a Cuban. Tell us a little bit of that upbringing, just really quick, and how you ended working for the MLB. So, Steven, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Happy to. So yeah, I've been with MLB for just over 2 years, just hit my 2-year mark last month. Prior to that, I was with Gatorade in Chicago for 5 years on the brand marketing side. Prior to that, I grew up in Miami, Florida, Cuban family, had a million cousins like all Cubans do, went to a Cuban high school, is like 95% Latino. And so, you know, for me, sports has always been a big part of my life. When I discovered the opportunity to work in sports after college with Gatorade, I realized very quickly that it was exactly what I wanted to be doing. And so, you know, as time went on and the opportunity to work for MLB came about, it was sort of a dream job opportunity given my personal love for baseball. I grew up going to University of Miami Hurricane games with my grandfather. Basically every weekend we'd go Friday and Saturday. So it's always been a big part of my life and a big part of my passion. So it's really nice to be here.
Awesome. What about you, Javier?
Well, I'm from Puerto Rico. I'm from
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, born raised in Puerto Rico. I went to the University of Puerto Rico in Arecibo, and in that time I was a college athlete. I never played baseball, but I played soccer for some reason. I got the scholarship, all that stuff. But I knew that I really wanted to play something, work something that I was passionate about, and one of them was sports. And it opened me the door so many ways in Puerto Rico, working for different basketball tournaments in the back of the house, on the back of the events, helping in that direction. And then when I did my master's in upstate New York in Sunny Cortland, I got opportunities to keep working in sports. One of them, I was in Australia for working for a baseball team over there, working all the winter league, minor league operations, and worked with Arizona Diamondbacks as a party marketing intern. And that transition, I had the chance to start working with MLB in the social side. We're working on branding for Las Mayores, our country accounts, clubs accounts in that time. So that opened me the door. So I've been working for MLB around 8 years already. And it's been a path and growing up with the team and helping grow our culture and our sports in so many ways.
Awesome. That's great. But let me, so we got the news, I believe at the beginning of this year, if I'm not mistaken, around a campaign that you guys are putting out together, which I loved. It's called El Béisbol Es Otra Cosa. And I'm not going to translate it because it's in Spanish. So if you don't know Spanish, you have to stick with the El Béisbol Es Otra Cosa. And really for us here at HACE, was really interested to see how it's not just about the sport, but it's also about the culture. So I know that you guys are celebrating the players, are celebrating the fans. So the question to both of you is, to Steven, I'm sorry, it's what is the strategy behind the influencer campaigns and the spotlight of the people? And of course, beyond baseball, like really about the culture, the food, the music, etc. Steven, can you tell us a little bit about this campaign and what was the strategy around that?
Yeah, of course. So We were super excited to launch this campaign, I think for a lot of reasons. But the main one is that Latinos have influenced the game of baseball in a way that is really just unparalleled, right? And that influence goes beyond the field of play. And I think, if you think about some of the great players in baseball history, Roberto Clemente, if you think about Big Papi, Manny Ramirez, like there's so many great players who have impacted the game on the field. And a lot of these players come from multiple different countries, multiple different backgrounds, multiple different cultures. And baseball is this really interesting melting pot of Latino cultures where, it's not just reggaeton that you hear as walk-up music. It's also dembow or música regional. It's not just, arepas in the stands that fans are eating. You also see empanadas or tostones, right? And so we really felt like there was a great opportunity to spotlight not just Latinos in baseball, but more importantly, the diversity of cultures that Latinos bring to baseball. And so there's obviously the impact that our best players have on the field, right? Guys like Ronald Acuna Jr., who's, the reigning NL MVP, Julio Rodriguez, who came on the scene a couple of years ago. But beyond that, I think our culture is really penetrating baseball beyond the diamond. So a great story I like to tell is one of the best players on the Los Angeles Dodgers. His name is Freddie Freeman. Gringo as can be. He's from Canada. His walk-up music is a Bad Bunny song. And the reason why is because his son, Charlie, who also is gringo, just loves Bad Bunny and can't get enough of it. And when you start to see our culture influencing not just the Latinos in the game, but all the players in the game, all the fans of the game, we really need to celebrate that. We really need to showcase and highlight the impact that Latinos have on the sport, not just the players, but the fans as well, and the cultures that they bring. So from a strategy standpoint, we really did our best to try to highlight multiple nationalities across the board. So if you watch the commercial, the main piece, you'll hear lines like baseball is a corrido, a dembow, and a reggaeton prendido, trying to bring music from different countries. You hear lines like it's the plátano power and the arepa power, trying to bring that to life. And then from an influencer standpoint, we wanted to not just showcase those different nationalities, but all of the different cultural verticals that baseball has been influenced via Latin culture by. So whether that's music, food, fashion, family was a big one that we really wanted to bring to life. Even comedy with Marcelo Hernandez being the spokesperson for the campaign. So I can go on for days on this, but I think at a high level is really about just highlighting the many, many ways and the sort of unlimited ways that Latinos have brought their own style and taste to our sport.
That's so impressive. And also we invite everyone who is watching this on the chats on either Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn to follow the link that we just dropped, where the campaign is explained and it tells everything about the campaign. It's a pretty neat video that this showcase what is this about. Also, even if you're not a baseball fan, spend some time in your local baseball arena or diamond. Go for your Day of Independence. It's coming up. Hispanic Heritage Month. It's just 2 months away, and a lot of stadiums, a lot of players. a lot of teams are putting the Colombian Independence Day celebration. Just the Venezuelan happens not too long ago, or there is always something happening, and it's really great to connect with our culture and our community around baseball. I feel that even though I'm not a baseball fan, I receive many of those invitations, and I try to make it every year just to connect with other Latinos and other Latinas and Latinx individuals that are in the space around the cities. But Javier, pregunta para ti. Wanted to make sure that we also talk a little bit about the MLB Somos ERG. We've been collaborating with you guys for so long now. We wanted to, of course, strengthen that relationship, but we want for individuals that are either thinking about joining MLB as employees or try to partner with you guys in the future, or just learning about the company, the organization. If you want to share some of the important work that you guys are doing at the ERG, and what is the ERG community at MLB? What is the project that you guys have around the year, and all the great things that you guys are doing?
Yeah, definitely. So we have also, we have in our site Somos CRE, MLB Somos CRE. So it's around 260 members, led by Kevin Palacios, Daniel Carmona, Lisa Morel, part of the MLB family. Our main focus is creating more welcoming to all Latinos and Latinas to here at the office and MLB. Our focus is just in three different places. One of them is career development, helping the develop an initiative, the plan to enhance the career development of every member of the group. Um, that includes mentorship, that includes skill acquisitions, learning opportunities from business leaders inside and outside MLB in a way that help us a lot. Also, cultural engagement, sharing our food, our music, live experience throughout different events that we have around the office that it generates attention to everyone so they can participate, be part, and be embracing who we are. And community initiative, yes, we just working through our values or initiative activity. We're doing some volunteer jobs that improve the health and the welfare of our community. Basically, we encourage everyone in our place that have this opportunity to join us and join the group. It helps a lot of like creating our awareness of our Latin community and our difference that make us unique in a way. We collaborate a lot with different departments so we can provide our proudness and our the traditions and cultural traditions in every sense. And finally, there's other initiative that's being on the works right now. We're trying to um, bring some Spanish classes to teach employees and to speak Spanish and learn about the language in the office. It is a work in progress. We're waiting, obviously, for budget and all that stuff, but we are proud to launch it for 2025. It helps a lot for our group, especially everyone that wants to learn or they want to improve to get better at it, especially Spanish language that ours that it's the main language for many of our players so far. We are 33% of our players are Latino, so that adding that motion to our life and be part of it, that embrace basically everything.
I love it, Javier. I love that you guys are trying to bring that Latinidad. And actually, that is the follow-up question for you both. It's, sometimes we live in the imposter syndrome, and we try to fit in. And I have heard, I have been able to do a couple of cafecitos, and a lot of the individuals that I have interviewed and I talked to share that they used to put kind of like a mask on their Latinidad and create this person they needed to fit into the corporate America world to be able to grow within the ranks and get to executive levels. And so the question is really simple, but it's also really deep, which is, what will you tell your younger self about bringing your Latinidad to work or to your career or to your future endeavors or your path? Let's not put it just into the career, but I know it's a little bit of a deep, again, question, really simple, but really deep at the same time. So Steven, you want to get a stab to that?
Yeah, sure. I think in marketing, it's all about connecting with people, trying to elicit an emotion, a connection. And so, this is true for Latinidad, but I think it's just true in general. But by bringing your whole self, your whole experience, your whole identity to what you do, especially in marketing, there are others that are going to resonate with that experience, with that emotion, with that feeling, with that heritage. And so I think for me, it's just really about just trying to bring authenticity to the workplace, because by bringing authenticity to the workplace, you'll see authenticity in the work that goes out to the public, that people can see, that people can connect to. And therefore, I think, it's just at the end of the day, a superpower of sorts and a way to get more people to feel connected, especially at a place like MLB where 33% of our players are of Latino descent. It also helps reflect the personality of our players and our sport as a whole.
Awesome. What about Javier? What's your...
Yeah, definitely. I think Steven properly put it very well. I think it's just bring your intensity. Be proud of who you are, where you're from, showcase it, and in many ways. And something I mentioned that Steven mentioned is just having the opportunity to connect with other people and embrace that same goal of bringing out your culture diversity. That it helps in a way so people can understand what we want to achieve in general by bringing, for example, in our side, bringing a more diverse fan base, like not only fan base here in the US, but also creating a fandom coming out from Latin America in the Caribbean, embracing that culture and that diversity. That helps a lot of like attracting many people come to us in that sense. I think that just embracing and talking in your personal way of being authentic, who you are, and showcase it, that will be helpful for everyone and be proud of it.
Yeah, and we're loud and we're happy and we like to eat and we like to talk to our colleagues at the exit of the door and spend maybe 30 minutes of our work time to just check on the family. And, we are all around the culture and the familia and embracing that. I think what you guys both said is really important. So we get into our last question, and I wanted to make sure that you guys also is another deep question that we ask our guests. But what the question is, it's really about the future, right? And what is happening now with a lot of tension politically, culturally in the United States. We want to give a little bit of hope for individuals that are watching this, and then of course this live with a positive note. And so for both of you, and maybe Javier, you want to start, and then we end with Steven. What are you hopeful for? Or a positive story that gives you hope for this next 6 months for the end of the year? Javier?
Yeah, definitely. I think that something that is hopeful and meaningful for me is having the opportunity to embrace our culture now coming up for the whole month of like Hispanic Heritage Month. That's something that is very positive, that we showcase everybody that it is important to embrace who you are. And in many things that we have planned so far in the US, in so many ways, just showcase our unity as a country, and unity of like we are diverse different groups, but at the end of the day, we are embracing who we are and showcase it basically. I think that embracing our culture not only 1 month but the whole year completely, something that we are aiming on for many things. That's the most positive way. I think this campaign that Steven and the group work with and that we help in social showcase that part, that it reminds everybody that our Latinidad is not only 1 month, it's the whole month. And that's the most positive way as possible that I can see it, that every day is a different day that we can present ourselves to be better at, and be the most leaders as possible to embrace a new culture, our new fan base, a new generation, the upcoming Latinos that be part of it.
Awesome. Steven?
Yeah, so I have to give credit for my story to our colleague Joshua Vasquez, who does a lot of our work in the Latin music space. But he sent me an article that said a recent study monitored the brain activity of 28 different people when listening to a sample of music from 4 different genres. The scientists found that reggaeton created significantly more brain activity than other genres of music. So as we think about, to your point, a tense world, a tense few months, the idea that reggaeton can bring some people some peace of mind, and can be used as a tool to bring people together, that's really awesome to me.
Awesome. Well, Javier, Steven, fue un placer hablar con ustedes el día de hoy. I want to leave something. I'm going to break the rules. I always do. I want to leave a question for the chat, which is, what is your favorite food or your favorite genre for music? Either food or genre. What about for you, Steven? What is your favorite music and food? I want to give you both. What about you?
Yeah. My music taste changes all the time. I've been listening to a lot of Grupo Frontera lately. There's something very chill about it that I like. And then food, it has to be vaca frita with arroz con frijoles. That's always my comfort food.
And it has to be in in Miami.
It has to be in Miami.
Place.
Yes, exactly.
Javier, what about you?
I'm same as Steven. My music taste changes while, but lately I've been hearing Fade and Mike Towers so far. So that are my go-to reggaeton artists in a way. And food-wise has to be mofongo with carne frita, mofongo con pollo. But only I can get it from NPR in Puerto Rico. So every time that I go there, even to my wife's family house or like in a restaurant, mofongo, so all the way.
So we have an HACE, a Cuban staff member and a Puerto Rican staff member. So I imagine they are super thrilled to have two other compatriotas breaking it, killing it in the MLB. Here at HACE, we're super excited of our partnership with the MLB. Again, we want to thank you for your time. And everyone else that joined today, please stay tuned. You are incredible. Thank you for joining us today. And please follow the Béisbol Es Otra Cosa campaign on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on everywhere, all the platforms. They have the video. It's pretty cool. So if you haven't watched it, please look at it. And there's also videos on Instagram, as I know that they're promoting some of that as well. So follow the MLB also on their socials. Follow us on our socials, and hope to see you next week with another Cafecito with HACE. My name is John Moreno Escobar. I'm the Vice President of Development and Strategic Initiatives here at HACE. Un abrazo a todos y que pasen buen día, buena tarde, buena noche, de donde se conecten. Chao, chao.